Good morning. This is June the 30th, day 30 of our reading plan, reading through the writings of the Apostle John. And today we look at the post-resurrection appearances of Jesus as he appeared to several people after he was resurrected. The first was Mary, and her evidence that recorded in the story lets us know that Jesus' resurrection was for real. See, she saw him and she thought it was a gardener. She didn't think it was a ghost. She thought it was a gardener, was a real person. So when Jesus was walking around, 100% man. And after he was resurrected, 100% man, flesh and blood. He could be touched. He could be held. He offered Thomas the option to touch him. And then when he saw the disciples later, he had fish for breakfast with them. And ghosts don't eat fish. We know that. So this is a real resurrection. Jesus really did come out of the grave. He was seen by lots of people. In this passage, we also get the commission where he is empowering his disciples to go out. And the bit about the forgiveness, they are to express the forgiveness that is available in the Gospels, in the gospel. And people that reject the gospel will stay with their sins. And it's a shame, it's a sad story, and one that we definitely need to keep close to our hearts, is that the way to be forgiven of our sins is the reception of Jesus and to accept the gospel and to let Jesus be in our lives. Thomas in this story gets a bad rap. This is where he gets his moniker, Doubting Thomas. I believe he's just a concrete thinker, just a physical kind of guy, not a dullard and not a doubter, but somebody that just thinks very plainly. And in this case, he thought he was going to have to see and touch Jesus, and actually he never did. Didn't have to. As soon as Jesus appeared for him, he knew that's Jesus. And by the way, his expression there, my Lord and my God, that is worship. When you call Jesus God, you're worshiping. And clearly all through the gospel here of John, Jesus is 100% God. And at this point, he accepts worship. Now, there's a rumor floating around that the disciples later invented the idea that Jesus claimed to be God, or that later Christians invented that idea that the disciples never expressed it. That's totally wrong. Right here we see the disciples all in agreement that Jesus is God, for sure. Well, this is another touching story here about Peter, how he's kind of brought back from the level that he went to, denied Jesus 3 times, and Jesus gives him 3 chances to reclaim that love and express that love again, to just totally redeem him. A beautiful and touching story, one that we need to think about all the time, because honestly, we can be in the place of Mary, not recognizing Jesus, and then finally clinging to him. We can be in the place of Thomas, doubting that we'll ever be able to believe. We can also be in the place of Peter, denying that Jesus' reality, and that we really love him, that we really are committed to him. In all 3 of these cases, God will give us the opportunity to express our love and devotion for him and to him. So, worship the Lord in spirit and in truth today, and be blessed.